Twitter's exploding with fans asking Disney World to re-image the Splash Mountain ride so it highlights only their black princesses. And let's get into that. What is going on? It's your boy Andy here to tell you all of your social media news daily. Now let's get into everything you need to know, but first you gotta like and subscribe and stay up to date with all of your latest news. Follow me at Andy Lalwani, do all the things you know, but let's talk about this Splash Mountain ride. Walt Disney, also the company, announced they're opening all the parks in July, and maybe some people are excited, some others are like, hold up, you gotta do some changes before you open the parks, so let's unpack that. Splash Mountain is one of Disney's most popular rides, but those animatronic characters are actually based off of their most controversial film. Song of the South was released by Disney in 1946 and has been widely criticized for its depiction of African Americans and slavery. It's been seen as the company's most offensive and racist film. It was also so hated that the film was never released to home video in the US. Disney Plus streams a lot of the brand's outdated films with the trigger warning, but Song of the South was deemed too racist to be included in the streaming service at all. The only legacy really right now that the movie is kind of still leaving with us is Splash Mountain, and fans are like, whoa, Black Lives Matter, we gotta change all this, so they did just that. One Twitter user wrote, if Splash Mountain is based on a film that Disney won't even re-release because of widely acknowledged racist stereotypes, maybe it doesn't need its own ride anymore. Another Twitter user shared some images for how Splash Mountain could be reimagined into a Princess and the Frog themed ride, as this could highlight Disney's only black princess while also removing a controversial part of their ride. People were loving the idea and even started a change.org petition to ask Disney for the switch. One user tweeted out the petition to Disney saying, quote, please consider this. What a great way to update an outdated ride and show your support for the black community. Song of the South shouldn't have a place in the parks anymore. Now this idea is definitely getting traction, especially with everything that's happening right now, but some people are like, please don't touch our parks, don't get politics involved in Disney at all. One Twitter user said, I'm not happy with the SJW Disney fans wanting to retheme Splash Mountain. It just doesn't seem right to me. And another saying, quote, Splash Mountain is my absolute favorite ride. There is no need to retheme it. It doesn't mention anything from Song of the South. Most people have to look up to figure out where it comes from. Yes, a lot of people still have to look it up, but still you have to realize that a lot of people still have harmful ties, or at least have harmful feelings when they're going through the ride, or it sparks a lot of harmful controversy. And yes, it's still hurtful to black representation in the parks. One user tweeted, quote, Splash will always be my favorite Disney ride. I hate how it's based off the movie, but I just try to enjoy the ride. But another user replied with, quote, don't you think it's incredibly selfish given the reality of what it is? Don't you think that you could have fun without the racist part? And one other person chimed in saying, if it's based on a problematic movie that Disney refuses to acknowledge, why keep it? In the current political climate, a lot of people are saying whether it's big or small, it doesn't help the representation of the company and what it stands for. And we shouldn't be really turning a blind eye to something as big or small as a ride that could be problematic. The Splash Mountain controversy has caused Twitter users to dive deep into Disney's past, and now some racist controversies are beginning to surface. One user posted, I'll remind everyone that in the 90s, Disney World has a resort called Dixie Landings that was themed around a slavery-era cotton plantation. Another said, from 1955 to 1970, Aunt Jemima has her own restaurant and was a meet and greet character. Imagine that a character that romanticized slavery roamed Disney. One user reacted to these discoveries with a tweet saying, quote, there's some Disney history they don't talk about. I honestly never knew. It's also important to note that Disney has changed some of these racist or problematic behaviors that are really present in parks. It's important to note what they have done, but also important to note what they could still be doing. However, not all activists think Disney should be on the aim of the Black Lives Matter movement. One tweet about the issue says, quote, how about we focus on getting to a point where black people don't have to worry about walking down the street and getting murdered by the police before we start scrutinizing pop culture on this level. Another user said, let's not abuse the Black Lives Matter movement to divert the focus to something as non-essential as this. So what do you all think? Does it really take away from the conversation of Black Lives Matter? Does it help Black Lives Matter? And does it really help Disney to have or take it away? Let us know in the comments down below. But for more social media news, head to whatstrending.com. Follow me at Andy Lalwani. You know the drill, but we'll see you back for more social media news daily.